Hey everyone, this is Rachel, and today I'm here with a new scrapbooking process video. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope you enjoy. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome, and I would love it if you would become a subscriber. You can also click on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video up. Alright, folks, let's get going! Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lift and Sketch with Christy and Rachel. Today, Christy and I are taking on this Laura Rumble sketch that features a bunch of shapes being used as a statement piece. I am choosing to use a bunch of flowers. These are watercolor stickers. They are by Vicki Boutin, and I'm going to use a mix of my shimmers, mists, and my Distress Oxide inks to color in this entire sheet of flowers, and then I am going to go ahead and use all of them on my layout. So I've got some velveteen green. I'm going to use picked raspberry. I keep calling it picked strawberry. I do not know why. I've got the color Sweetheart going on. I'm going to use um, oh, sugar. I'm going to use plum pudding. That's the purple I'm using. I'm like forgetting my colors. And then I'm also going to be using a yellow, and I believe that is Tuscan Sun that I used. I jumped ahead and I've already finished everything and it's dry, and I'm just showing you how shimmery it is. Now, what I'm using for papers is actually what's left over from a close to my heart card kit I bought. I bought a card kit it came with a set of papers, and then it also came with a stamp set and enough product to make, I think it was 12 cards, six of two different designs. This is what was left over from that kit. The only thing I added to it was a piece of cardstock and then those purple enamel dots over on the right. It came with the glitter dots. I added the purple ones. So when I saw this sketch, I remembered that I had this sheet of watercolor flowers, and I thought that would be perfect. There is one photo in this layout. I'm going slightly larger than what was in the original one. I am going with a regular 4x6. This is my housemate and myself after a day of senior prom, driving around and photos and getting things there on time. And oh no, mom, I totally forgot my prom ticket at home, and my housemate driving back to the house, and this prom was not in the same town we lived in at all. So it was just a very long day, and we were just kind of like, we done. We are completely done. We are ready to go, and let's just take a photo, say we got through it. So that was what this photo was about, and this is the story I wanted to tell. So I'm going to go ahead. As you can see, I laid down my pattern papers, very similar to what's going on in the original sketch. And now I'm just taking some of the colors I had used on the flowers and putting a mass of spattering on my background. I'm also going to go ahead and ink up the edges of the pink piece of cardstock I used to map the photos, and that's simply because all of the papers are very dark and that pink paper was very light, so I just wanted to ground it a little bit. And so all I'm doing now is pulling the stickers off the sheet and kind of placing them so that different colors are in different places and different shapes of flowers are in different places as well. And so you just get a nice mix and it just looks really cool, and that's what I was going for. I just wanted it to look good. Obviously not a super important story, but it's one I wanted to tell. It's something I wanted to say about, because in 30, 40 years, I might go, oh my gosh, I cannot believe we did all of that. My nephew had two different stops before the prom area for friends, photos with friends, and it was just a very long afternoon. I mean, he was very gracious about asking us to do this, and we were, of course, more than happy to do it, but it was a long afternoon. I am taking a brayer. This is a trick I learned from my friend Kim. If you've got flat stickers or flat letter stickers, if you take a brayer and run it over them, it helps to burnish them into your paper. And now I'm chatting. So, chatting and burnishing. I'm probably chatting about burnishing, but who knows? I do not remember at this point what I was talking about. I'm giving this one a really good one because it is a watercolor sticker. I did want to make sure they were actually sticking down. If any of them had started to pop up, I would have just reinforced it with some liquid glue, but I think they all pretty much stayed down. I'm going to go ahead and trim up the ones that are hanging off the edge, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add that to the top of my photo. Just a one little outlier of the having the flowers go straight across. I think that just helps with the je ne sais quoi, little effortless, like I just threw the flowers down. I had no planning whatsoever, and that's where they landed. And so that's what I was going for. I did add a little bit of the sweetheart, and now I am just scattering the purple enamel dots throughout the same area where I scattered the flowers. And then I'm also going to grab these glitter dots, and these are from Close to My Heart, and I'm going to do the same with them. I'm just going to scatter them along where all of the flowers are. While I'm cleaning up a little bit with this stuff, I do want to say, make sure you head on over to Christy's channel and check out her take on what she did with this sketch. And so I am going to trim down just a little piece of that same cardstock I used to map my photo, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling. And as I said, I'm just talking about how it was a long day, and we were super glad that my nephew, so just so you understand, this is my nephew's senior prom. He had been to 2 proms before, and both proms, it had poured. I mean, like, poured. And the first prom he went to when he was a sophomore, it was so bad, and they're really, where they were, there really was not an indoor place to take photos where there weren't literally just people in your photo because there was no place else for them to go. So this was really the only time for a high school prom we had a chance to get some really good photos, and I have a ton of them, and this is like one of 4 layouts I'm doing about his senior prom. So yeah, call me a little crazy, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put the journaling down in the lower right hand corner, and I am almost done here. I've been trying to figure out what I want to use for a title, and I've been going back and forth, not really sure. This wasn't necessarily, as I said, an important story. I went to the Vicki Boutin word thickers, and I found this one that said "Oh snap," and that just kind of that's it, that is my title. All right folks, that completes my layout for today. As I said, head on over to Christy's channel and check on hers. Have a wonderful day everyone. Thanks so much for joining me, and bye.